What's up? If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you kind of got an idea of what I've been up to. So I am building a budget to Gucci gun, and the base of this gun is the Umarex Notos. And the reason I chose the Notos is the aftermarket is endless. Okay, it reminds me of back in the day building Crossman, 2240s, 50s, 60s, QB rifles. There's just so much. So Buckrail hooked us up with a chassis, and the big homie Adam Migel actually hooked me up with a Saber Tactical grip, and he hooked me up with the carbon fiber bottle. Huben Power hooked us up with the drop lock regulator. C88 Machining makes power plenums. He hooked us up with that. Oh, and before I forget, this is a self-timing block. And what I mean by that is you can clock it onto the gun. There's two screws there and there. You loosen those up and you can spin this back and forth. Because I see a lot of guys online that are buying these blocks off eBay and sanding them down, and you don't need to do all that. And it has a plenum already on it. Just get the right one. Get the right one. C88 Machining makes drop-in FX barrels, 380, 500, and 600. I got a 500 22 caliber. Sightron hooked us up with the S1 4-12x40. I talked about this scope in my last video. I think this is one of the best scopes for the money. It's got the Japanese ED glass, and it's just clear edge to edge. Awesome scope. Donnie hooked us up with a Tatsu for the build. Thank you, Donnie. And High Pressure Pneumatics hooked us up with a Magpul PRS stock. Tom is a legend. If you don't know, Tom and Janine at High Pressure Pneumatics in Michigan, they are top-notch, awesome people. That's where I get all my gear. Customer service is crazy. But let's get into what I'm doing today. So I've taken the block apart to open everything up. I've taken the valve seat out, and I've opened that up to 4 millimeters. The block in the front of the gun, the big issue with having power plenums is when you buy the gun, there's that hole right in the middle is really small. I've opened it up to 4 millimeters, but it's offset, so you don't have a lot of room to make it bigger. So I think what I'm going to do is I went online to the forums, and a lot of guys are going in at an angle to make the hole bigger, so I may do that. I've opened up the transfer ports in the block to 4 millimeters as well. And I think I'm going to shave some off the pellet probe in the back. And the reason for that is when you get the block apart, you can look through this hole as you close this. And I think it just goes in a little bit too far and blocks some of the transfer port. So we're going to try to fix that. I have a new poppet coming. The one that I have coming is made of stainless steel and PEEK, which will take a lot better of a beating than this one. Not that the stock one won't work, because it works fine. This is your hammer spring and valve return spring, and they are very stiff. So I'm going to try to experiment with that, get some different springs, and, just have some fun. This gun is going to be epic. It's going to be a slug shooter for small game hunting, and I'm going to try to get some hunts on film. But once it's done, I'll make a video of it. We'll get some shot strings, some foot-pounds of energy, and some accuracy. So that's what I've been up to. Winter's coming, so I'm going to be indoors a lot and trying to make cool stuff. So if you have an idea of what I should build next, put it down in the comments. I'm trying to stay away from super high-end guns because I just want to build, I just want to take cheap guns and make them cool, I had a lot of fun with that back in the day, and it's what I enjoy. So if you got some ideas, put them down in the comments, and maybe I can make it happen. But anyway, I got to get back to this and give my wife her table back. Later. Here's a few still shots of the Notos broke down. I'm having a lot of fun with this project, and I hope you stick around and see what happens with it.